Charlotte and Los Angeles. Tonight we finish off Week 6 with a good Monday nighter between the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Here's a 6-year man, Austin Ekeler. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. This defense for the Broncos, they had certainly had their struggles to start the season, but they put it all together in getting that first victory a week ago.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number? 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first. The Chargers at 3-2 are a game over 500 here to start the season. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down.
Hey, let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. Doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
He dumps it to Ekeler underneath. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Allen, the man in motion right. On 1st and 10, Herbert. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Herbert throwing again. He'll get this out wide to Ekeler. But he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they got themselves a first down.
Well, this offense will definitely utilize him as a weapon out of the backfield because he was close to 100 yards receiving a week ago. So they will try to get him the football in space as they did right there.
Running on first down, Ekeler. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Herbert out left. He's got it to Everett. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 25-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Herbert on first down now. They'll find Everett there, complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his third completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And a top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, first and goal. To the air again, Herbert. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick. He's at the 50. 30. 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. So just a tremendous play there defensively on this opening drive. Not just to make the interception, but to take it all the way home.
And it felt like this was a defense that was on its heels a bit to start this thing off.
Yeah, they pretty much let the other guys march right down the field until that moment.
Yeah, key play there. Turned it all around. Big moment.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. 3-2, their record through the first 5 games of the year as they got the victory last week. It's still early, just October, but what have you seen from these guys so far?
Well, what I've seen is a team that's still figuring out all their pieces because they've got some new faces from a year ago and in some new draft picks. Sometimes it takes a month or so before you really start to gel as a team and for those players to figure out their roles. But right now, I see them starting to elevate.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football.
And partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second and a couple. They go play action now. Wilson. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. That one goes for 24 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Tim Patrick, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point from McManus is good, and it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. We'll see a return here from the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. so they say no to the penalty. The incompletion stands. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And what they want to do is go ahead and take those downs away from them. You never want to give extra snaps to any offense. That's how you get hurt.
Here's Herbert now on 2nd down. And he coughed it up. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
They started this drive backed up against the wall by the turnover, but I love their fight. Planted their feet and forced the incompletion on 1st down.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Play action. It's Wilson. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17. That's a jet sweep. Wilson with a little pop pass. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Two of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Broncos have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. McManus's point after is good. And it's now 21-0.
Broncos 21, Chargers 0. Brendan McManus to kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the 1st half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 50-yard line.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And he'll get it down here to the 43. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 23 yards, the final tally.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This 1st half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Herbert operating from the red zone. And this one's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's Herbert. Short pass tip, but caught anyway.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Well, sure looked pretty coming off of his hand, but sometimes you might have to take a little bit off of it. That one looked a little too hot to handle.
Yeah, but off the tip, hey, they still got the catch, right?
It's amazing, isn't it? Even when it goes wrong, it turns out right.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Facing this big first-half deficit, they keep the field goal unit on the sideline. They're going for it.
They snap it to Herbert. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The fourth down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And the Broncos will take over on downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first two drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson escaping the pressure right.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Man open, he's got it complete to Courtland Sutton.
And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Good job right there. Good job right there.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Wilson. That's to the sideline incomplete. A nifty job to make the catch, but the throw took him right out of bounds. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
On 3rd down, Wilson.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And he is going to have a Broncos first down. It's a gain of 12 on 4th. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson.
Runs over it. And he'll wind up getting this to the 32. Play that started at the 16, and that's how many yards they get. First down. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. Open man right side is Ingram. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
Big plays are starting to become the trend here in this first half, and everything that they've tried has worked. And there's another example right there.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Wilson on the keeper, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Russell Wilson with his 3rd touchdown and 18th on the year. And the Broncos continue to pull away here this first half. Extra point from McManus is good. And the route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
We'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
On 1st down, it's Herbert. That is caught by Anderson. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. After the run, now Herbert to throw. And he's got it. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Another shot to at least get on the board here. This is 3rd and goal. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Forced out to his left. Touchdown! Gerald Everett as the first half is winding down. And the Chargers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point good by Hopkins. And it's now a 28-7 ball game.
Broncos 28, Chargers 7.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. They've got his man complete. And we're going to get a timeout. with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. The kick by McManus is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Second half starts with a run by Gibson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they establish that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead, because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
On first down, right back to Gibson. Pushes him over. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. Just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On second down, a run with Gibson. And he'll be close to a first down at the Chargers' 38. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run with Gibson. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. 62 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
They'll go again with Gibson. And he's got it down to the 28.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. A little juke. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. Well, lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
14, buddy.
Back to the ground on first down, Edmonds. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa.
All right, let's give them a little bit of applause here. Good for them, because this has been a defensive nightmare for them thus far. At least they're finally getting a couple of big plays. Won't make the scoreboard of the ride home easier, but one good moment to watch in film next week.
It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack.
Looking to throw. Wilson.
He's got Gibson on the out route.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
They'll run with Gibson.
And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances, so they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
One more time with Gibson.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Bronco touchdown.
Antonio Gibson with his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Broncos take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
McManus's point after is good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the 2nd half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is nearly impossible. Let's face it. The bottom line is it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 45-yard line. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Again, Herbert.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked off by Ronald Darby.
And the Broncos are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
They'll start on the ground with Gibson.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
84 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
A gain of 12. First down, Denver.
Once more, Gibson.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Alert.
They go play action with Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Michael Davis. And the Chargers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, Doug. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That was a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Straight ahead, Gibson.
And he is going to lose yardage here. And he lost 6 there on the first down play.
This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. Now, this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard. But that is not the case as we play on here in this 4th quarter. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. 3rd and 2, Herbert. Being chased out left. Give him another one right back to Allen. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown.
So still throwing here in the fourth quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles, and this is probably exactly how they scripted this and envisioned it. They got a 3-score lead, fourth quarter, and a chance, if they want, to continue to pour it on here.
It is their call, isn't it? I mean, the way that they have taken on this game and the way that they have carried this game and have dominated this game, you're exactly right. Do what you want down the stretch. We are in the era of, hey, if you don't want us to do this to you, then you need to stop us. Their call to finish this one off.
82 yards rushing now for Gibson. He's got a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Gibson again. And he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I think the training and practice broke down on that play because he simply didn't run the route deep enough to get to the first down marker, despite what was a really nice catch and toe tap on the sideline.
Now that's 3rd down 101. You got to go to the marker, know where it is.
They'll go. It's Gibson.
Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. Sean McVay's gamble does not pay off. And the Charger defense stands tall and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motive.
And it'll be intercepted.
Picked off by Caden Stearns. And the Broncos are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here's Gibson to start the drive. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Denver.
A handoff for Gibson.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because it just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for Denver, it's a much-needed victory as it gets them back to 2-4 on the year.
You gotta choose.